Hi guys! I'm vlogging all the way from Los Angeles, California for Mr. and Miss Supranational United States. And guess who I'm talking to right now? My gosh, I can't believe it! I'm finally meeting her in person. I wish all of you guys would also have the chance to finally meet her. I'm meeting her finally in the flesh. Say hello to Devonna, aka The Sovereign!
Hi everybody, not my court, but I'm still here. It's lovely to meet you.
Me too!
We've actually been hanging out for a couple days at this point.
Yes, and to be honest, the reason why I'm so excited to come to this edition to LA is because I'm afforded a chance to finally meet you in person along with our fellow passion vlogger Brian Javier over
I
there.
know, there's three of us together.
Yes.
It's insane.
Yeah, passion vloggers are ruling the pageantry world.
I know, I wish we got to do this more often and give our input and help. I love helping the girls. I know you love to help. We all have like three sets of eyes watching everybody. It's really nice to just uplift them and build them and make them better. So no matter what happens in finals, everybody's leaving better, prepared, and improved.
Do you realize, back home, do you realize that you are such an important pageant commentator when it comes to anything about pageants in the Philippines? Like, they wait for your reactions. Like, they always wait for your videos every time we have a pageant finish, and they couldn't wait to get what you have to say about them.
I'm glad. I hear that all the time. Like, people tell me, but because I'm like in the United States and I don't have that personal like face-to-face connection with everybody, it's hard for me to imagine that anybody would even apply that much importance to me or anything that I do. It's hard to accept. Even when people told me about like things happening on the news, or they're like, "You're on the news." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And if I am, they're probably making fun of me or something. No, I'm not.
And right now, they're waiting for your Miss Universe Philippines reaction video.
I know. It's a little bit difficult because for the first time ever, it was blocked. And usually my Miss Universe Philippines reaction is not blocked. So when I get home, I'm going to have to figure out if there's a way that I can get them to unblock it. If not, I will upload it on a different platform, but it will be viewable to everybody. And I really enjoyed this edition. There were surprises. There were improvements. Did you want to talk about Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think about our newly crowned winner?
I was concerned because I know that she's a veteran, and for those of you that do follow my channel, when I first set eyes on her like last year, I was blown away because of her skill level, her confidence. Like, it was like slay queen. So I was expecting a lot from her in this competition, and then I saw her during preliminaries and she felt off. Like, she wasn't giving the same energy, the same fluidity, the same technical prowess that I'm used to. And of course, even though I know the girls, I know what they look like at their best. So I could tell, even though Michelle's good, she was not at her best. But Lord, I know you guys haven't seen the reaction yet, but when I saw her during a finals, that girl was like full steam ahead. She was at her absolute best, absolute peak. I couldn't have asked for anything better from Michelle. I was like, she's back. She's finally here. She's giving me everything that I know Michelle can give. She did not disappoint me.
Can a girl normally do that? Like, she won't perform come preliminary competition and then she will shock us come finals time. Because I honestly thought, when I did my final leaderboard, I had only had her in my top 3 because I thought, during the entire season of Miss Universe Philippines this year, like her
wasn't as great.
It wasn't as great. So, I thought I didn't see any changes. Especially, this is her second time to join Miss Philippines and third time to join a national pageant. Considering that she already competed there, but I thought I didn't see any changes. So that's why I pulled her down to number 3.
Yeah.
But then, oh my God, when I saw her
during finals, it was like old
she
Michelle,
made a 180-degree switch.
Absolute change in her. And I'm glad that happened. I love to see women just come to finals and feel that energy and they're at their best, but it's best to be consistent. Consistency matters because now we're going to be focusing on her going to Miss Universe. And in our minds, we know that she has the capacity to sometimes slip back into bad habits to where she's not at her best. She isn't consistently pushing forward and developing. So that's going to be in the back of my mind watching her in Miss Universe is she going to be nervous? Is she going to have an off day again? And it matters much more in international competition. So consistency, as I've always said, is extremely important. We'll have to see how she handles that.
I know we haven't seen the other contestants get crowned, but as early as now, do you see Michelle slaying in El Salvador? given what we had seen from her this
If she's
season.
at her best and stays consistent there, yes. But I'm iffy when I see women that are not consistent. It scares me. I need to know that you're a reliable queen because, like we've always discussed, Miss Universe, whether it's for Philippines or the International Crown, you're Miss Universe every single day. You can't really afford to have an off day. You have to be on every second and every moment. And so far, from what we've seen from her, we know that she has the ability sometimes to be inconsistent.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can like reel her in and make her have the confidence and the drive. And it's exhausting. Honestly, I know.
Let's talk about Pauline next. I know you you made another video about her.
Yeah, devoted,
So-
yes.
Yes. So how do you feel she's finally competing in
She
international
finally,
pageant?
yes, and it's deserved. I said she's leaving with a crown, and honestly, she would have left with a crown had they done similar actions in previous years. She would have been sent to international competition. I needed to see Pauline come out of her shell. I know that she wanted the universe crown, but sometimes I feel like she was holding back. She was too shy or too scared to really show her true personality or really take a chance at being feisty, being a little bit more fierce. But after I made that video, I kept watching her develop, even seeing her photos come out, and she was like flooring me. I'm like, who is this woman in the swimwear? She was actually sexy. She was giving me fierce vibes. Like, who is this? Where did this come from? Like, I could tell that she was trying, which is one reason I love the Filipinas, because they take criticism and run with it. And Pauline, huge development. Her evening gown was enchanting, ethereal, amazing. I loved it. And I said that her preliminary gown did not fit her. She's not a sultry sexual performer.
Yeah.
She's elegant, she's graceful, she's regal. And that gown was flowy, it was ethereal, it fit her so well. They finally gave her something that was fitting her personality, not something that was like typical pageant. And it worked. I'm happy to see her go to Supranational, even though she's going to be going up against our Miss USA
Yes.
Supranational. Pauline's going to do great. She's going to do great at Supranational.
Do you think she's what the Miss Supranational is looking for? Because back home, we feel like she was sent to another. She could have been Miss Charm. She could have been sent to another international pageant, and another delegate could have been sent to Miss Supranational.
I think she'll do fairly well at Supranational because they love speaking ability. They do a lot of engaging things. I've judged some of their Supra events, so they do a lot of extra events that involve the women speaking and getting to know people. She's going to do exceedingly well there, and if she keeps developing with her performance, I think she should do fairly well at Supranational. I mean, if they can really revitalize her performance and come up with something really shocking and special, she has a chance.
With only 6 weeks left, do you think she can pull it off? Because let's face it, she had the universe game plan when she was competing for MUP, and now she had to switch it up.
But now she has the focus of an entire international team. And let's be honest, it's the Philippines. The one thing the Philippines can do is train a girl to walk and perform. So I fully expect that they will be able to give her something special to where she can stand out, because that's what she's going to need in that competition. Fingers crossed.
All right. Hold
Guys. Right after they get this first runner up, you guys turn into your charmed triangle. Actually, I would love if you guys came up, like just a little bit. Well, don't hold each other while you're doing it. So go back into the position you were at. And then they call first runner up, and you guys come up. Automatically, come up. Yep, there we go. Okay. I wonder who will win. I'm only predicting pageants was this insane.
Whose hands on top? Whose hands are on top?
Supranational USA 2023 is Devana! Guys, remember to face this way. Guys, remember that if you win, turn your whole body to the front so they can capture it on the camera. I know there's going to be maybe a lot going through your mind, but try to turn forward. Once you are only part of the top 5, go back into that line. So, yep, you too, ma'am. Stop trying to sneak in. Okay, Devana, do our walk. There they are. Walk, right. Sophia, move to the far, yeah.
Do like a last look for the top. A last look. Oh, perfect.
Make sure you use your cameras, you look at your cameras, and now perfect. And once you guys hug her, make sure that the winner turns around, please. So Devana, turn around. So the camera can look at you. And you can look at each other sideways and stuff, but try to look over here. I probably, but if y'all can. And yeah, there you go. And hopefully it's the other way around and we crown the girl last.
So after we talk about Miss Universe Philippines yesterday, look, let's now shift our attention to Mr. and Miss Supranational USA. And that's the reason we're so dressed up. You know,
Yes, it's
Devana
finals
is
night.
wearing her bling bling
Yes.
jewelry with her
I decided
perfect
not
set
to go
hair.
with a crown, but this kind of operates like a crown, so it's okay.
You know, I never thought I'll be given a chance to finally meet you because as I've said yesterday, you know, every Filipino pageant fan would always look forward to your pageant critique. So when I came here and got to meet all the contestants for Mr. and Miss Supranational USA this year, I was so surprised that they would be coming up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, you know what? I love all your pageant girls back home. They would always serve us as an inspiration." Yeah, I was so surprised they would watch MUP Binibinis.
Oh,
Or is
yeah.
it because, you know, we're speaking English? That's the reason why you guys could relate somehow.
Oh, it helps, but no, I tell girls to watch because I need them to understand what they're up against. Because a lot, especially United States girls, they only look at each other as their competition and they really don't have any connection or history watching international women, so they don't know their standards, and then they're surprised when they go overseas and the Venezuelans are so cutthroat, the Filipinos are so prepared, the Thai women are so vicious. They're not ready for that, so they have to watch you guys.
I'm so surprised to hear it from you because from you, I consider USA as a powerhouse. So from one powerhouse to another, we're supposed to be, you know, trading notes,
Okay, powerhouse,
exchanging
like,
notes.
Are we talking Miss Universe powerhouse? I mean, I know that
Do we have to qualify? USA has more crowns than our country.
But it's like, so does Venezuela, but the eras change and the standards change. The United States did a lot better back in the day, a long time ago. We've been struggling with our consistency in recent years. So I don't think we should settle or be content with saying, oh, we got crowns 20 years ago, but we've clearly kind of dropped the ball. I think in the past, like 5-7 years, we're not keeping that same consistency. And I don't want to let the United States slip. It's one reason I'm so tough on the Philippines is right now, they're being so consistent. And I love that. And I'm like, don't get complacent or comfortable because I want to see at least one country show up with greatness every year till I can get the United States back on track. We're working on it.
I want to say something. You said consistent, but we got on place last time. So,
But that happens, that's okay, but you guys are gonna always come back, you're always trying. I can see that the Philippines tries to do things to keep their fan base engaged, keep audiences engaged, give the girls a good experience, give them exposure. These women leave Bini Bini Pilipinas or Miss Universe Philippines and they have somewhere to go, they have things to do. Miss USA competitors, it's kind of like after they get off of the stage finals night, they vanish, they just evaporate, because they don't get as much opportunity as the women in the Philippines. And I want the girls in the United States to have that support, to have that exposure. So I'm like, that's why I complain so much about my country, because I know that we can do better. So I want that for them.
yeah, true. And, you know, whenever we watch your videos, you're always very passionate with your critique, you know, and I see it now. So where does that level of passion coming from? Like, how did your interest in pageantry begin?
Well, my interest in pageantry, I mean, I'm a girly girl, so I've always like princessy things and gowns and glitter and stones. I've always been that way. Pageantry is just an evolution of a girl that never grew out of the fantasy, never grew out of loving princesses and Disney and all that. But pageantry also offers development. It has intellectual women. It has something more to offer, and I appreciated that. I like viewing both sides of women, the fashion, the fun, the glamour, but also the power. that the women have is very enticing to me because I grew up with those types of women. I also grew up as a stage performer, so I have a very extensive theatrical resume. I love being on stage. I love building stages. I do stage management. I do stage prep. I do dancing. I ballroom dance and ballet and any type of performance, I have done it.
You never talk about it on your vlogs.
No, because it's not necessarily about me, and I don't. I mean, if I have to send someone my resume, I will. I've done it a
So
couple times.
you experienced competing on stage.
Oh, many. I was a former fitness competitor. I've done pageants. I've done anything that there is to do on stage. I have done it.
Oh, so that explains why you're so well abreast with everything that you're saying.
Whether you're walking, presenting, speaking, when it comes to lighting or blocking or stage management, I have done it. So I'm not just like on YouTube saying crazy things out of my head. I do have a lot of experience.
So how do you feel that a pageant organization like Mr. and Miss Supranational USA has tapped you to help them find their new set of winners this year?
I'd love to help. I like whenever anyone asks for my assistance, I will do anything to make you or get you where you want to go. I love to see people evolve, and I love to see people who just want it. A lot of times people that have the power don't necessarily treat it with the grace it deserves. That's a real privilege. So when people have the power and willingness to do better, I will be right there to help you improve. Whenever a girl comes to me and she says, oh, I don't know how to walk, or something's wrong, can you help me fix it? I will devote 2 hours to making it happen. If you want to do more, I will. I love to see people evolve. So anything I can do to help anyone in any circumstance, I will be there. I am that best friend.
See, guys? So if ever they send you a DM or email you about them getting you as a coach or a trainer, because I've seen her train our girls, our contestants this year, and she's really hands-on.
I didn't necessarily ask for permission, but luckily Supranational here has pretty much let me do whatever I want. So when I saw a couple girls in front of me, I have the opportunity to help them. I'm not going to just send them out unprepared if I have the ability to help them, to make them do better, make them happy. So as soon as I got the moment, I told Brian, I'm like, just give me 2 minutes, let me help these girls so that they can be better. And they're very happy. So just organizations, yes, I swear, even though I do criticize a lot, I am helpful if you want it. I'm willing to help anyone who needs it. Anyone who's willing to get better, I want you to get there, I promise.
Now that you're here in Supra, who knows, next year Miss USA might get you. How do you see the whole USA pageant scene right now, and what do you think you can offer to help probably elevate the pageant even more, make the pageant more popular here in our country, here in the US?
The United States, the reason I'm so passionate and I criticize my country so much is simply because I see so much wasted potential, and it really drives me like absolutely insane. The United States has the ability to have a bigger fan base here. They should have more sponsors. If YouTubers and Instagram women and men can get brand sponsors and brand deals, why can the United States system, Miss USA, not have that? You have 51 girls at your disposal in places like Cancun. Why do you not have a multimedia manager? Why is my YouTube channel bigger than that of Miss Universe and Miss USA? Why are there not travel vlogs for the current Miss Universe? What currently is the current Miss USA doing? Nobody knows. Like, they should have sponsors clamoring at their doors. Miss USA should be in commercials. There should be so much more. And it drives me nuts that there's just so much wasted potential. If ever I get the opportunity to help Miss USA, I swear you guys, I will do it. I'm working on it. I'm trying.
So why don't you send your resume to Paula Shugart?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, because fans have told me that, and they're like, why don't you help them? Because people think that I'm leaving Miss USA out to drown. I have checked the Miss Universe website. When IMG was in power, I checked the IMG website. I have checked every way to send my resume directly to Miss Universe so that they understood, like, I'm not just criticizing you guys for the fun of it. If you guys want help, or if they want help, I am totally willing to help. I will send in my resume. If any of you know where the link is to send a resume, I promise you I will do it. I do want my country to be better, and I do think they can be better, regardless of if they see it or not. I see it. So I want to help. So if you guys can help me help them.
Yeah.
Help me out here.
All right. Thank you, Sovereign. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. I hope to interview you in a little while because there's someone who you might want to meet. Just look at your back. Sir Carlos, I want to meet.
Oh,
I want you to meet someone.
hi. Yeah, you're right.
USA and
You're also
yes, so I'm here for content for my show and also
Fantastic. Now, what are you looking for in that department? What is your like ideal, content situation, like the recap? Like what goes into that?
well, today I'm having a great time because I get to observe the show. I don't have to judge. I'm not hosting tonight, so I get to relax. And really, it's just about seeing what our contestants have to offer from the United States, and that's going to help me a lot as I go and prepare for Mr. and Miss Supranational moving forward. So I'm very excited to see who will be representing the U.S.
It's gonna be a wall. I'm stoked.
Me too.
All right. Good talking to you. All right.
excited to be here. Just doing this and obviously just leading this experience.
Yeah, and what an experience it is. What exactly went into this week and putting all this together?
Well, you know what? As a pageant analyst, it's really hard to disconnect yourself from finding some type of connection with everyone when you are by them every single day for a whole week. But people trust us, so we kind of did set that aside and we analyzed everything that we did, everything for each one. You know what? This group is really, really good. It's very surprising. It's what those can have international caliber. And I think everyone's going to be surprised with the eventual winners of this competition because they're going to be very, very
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hear that. Honestly, I'm so excited to watch what all these super wonderful people have put together this week. And yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Finding almost any platform out there.
Okay. And what does that mean?
What are the
Yeah, what is it? We're going to search you.
Oh, the song.
The song.
Yes, the song.
I'll check it out.
Yes, I talk about pageantry, all the different competitions, men and women, and I'm very happy to be here to see our newly crowned winners. We'll see who they are.
I know. I can't wait.
I've been watching them throughout the week, so it's really nice to get to know them and see the development. They definitely have that business feeling, and they're fully out of their shells now, so it should be a really fun night.
Absolutely. I feel like you grow so much in such an intensive kind of environment, and that's just such an awesome thing to be a part of.
They really did. They started to believe in themselves and just learn their strengths and fix and love that they feel even better. They got to know each other. They're very supportive of each other. So now that they are fully within themselves, I think that they're going to give their all.
I love that. We're supporting each other, we're having fun, giving it our all.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's what this is about.
We've made TikToks, we've done photography shoots. It's been so fun and lots of funny content out there. Honestly, I'm sad to have this all those. Maybe friends or have to miss them.
Yes, we go keep in touch.
Oh, yeah. You guys are on to keep in touch with me. All of you. Every single one.